Have you ever heard of the term drop dead money? It's from a James Clavell novel called Taipan, and it basically means having enough money to go tell your bosses to drop dead. It's whatever number you need in order to achieve this true financial freedom and the ability to do what you really want in your life. I prefer its other name, fuck you money.
The world knows what to do. You get a house with a 25-year roof, an indestructible Jap economy shitbox. You put the rest into the system at 3 to 5% to pay your taxes, and that's your base. Get me? That's your fortress of fucking solitude. And that puts you for the rest of your life at a level of fuck you. Somebody wants you to do something? Fuck you. Boss pisses you off? Fuck you. Own your house. Have a couple bucks in the bank. Don't drink. That's all I have to say to anybody at any social level.
So what is your drop dead or FU money amount? Have you ever actually calculated it? Or have you ever even thought about it? In another video, we're going to discuss how to actually come up with that number. But today we're discussing how to actually get there on Renegade News. Welcome back to Renegade News. I'm your host, Glenn Kowalski. Every week on this channel, you'll hear the latest news, strategies, and tactics to break free from the system, pay less tax, and live anywhere in the world you want. So let's get right into it. The best way to create wealth is not to work for your money, but to let your money work for you, while you enjoy the freedom that this gives you. But how can you achieve money and liberty in a world that's not very free? Well, first, you need to understand the distinction between money and currency, because that's where you'll find the value of alternative wealth strategies. In times of economic struggle and depression and hyperinflation like we're going into, rich people buy assets. Those assets grow based on a formula for compound interest and they become wealthier. Their time is then their own to use as they see fit. So they can use that time to become more powerful, more influential, and they can teach their children how to make their money work for them instead of how to make money like the treadmill that most of us are on. This is real freedom. So when you have gold and silver coins, that is money that you actually own. When you have dollars or British pounds or Swiss francs or any other type of fiat currency, that's a currency that is owed to you by the banks. And you don't know whether or not that currency is going to be good when you want to actually go and spend it because it decreases in value all the time. So where do cryptocurrencies come in, and why should you spend at least as much of your money on buying crypto assets as you do on buying precious metals? Well, within liberty-minded circles, there are still regular discussions about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and debates and arguments. And the ones who don't understand the technology often dismiss currency as, oh, cryptocurrencies are just this other fiat, funny, fake money. You know, I'm not going to get duped into buying that. I'm only going to buy gold and silver, which is solid. So which of these things, gold and silver, do you think gives you more potential to earn drop-dead money? First of all, consider that gold and silver are precious metals and they have an inherent value built in. And next, they've been consistently valued in the market for really thousands of years. They are also limited resources, so we don't have to worry about the market suddenly expanding and driving down their value. They stay pretty consistent with inflation. And gold and silver have been used as currencies both within and outside the state monetary systems. So it's been used throughout. And throughout history, there has never been a more consistent and favorite medium of exchange than gold and silver. So with such strong positive arguments for gold and silver, I can understand why people who are not familiar with cryptocurrencies might immediately discount them and their values. But what are some of the negatives of gold and silver? First of all, gold and silver are fantastic, but they still rely on a trusted third party in order to exchange with anybody who isn't local and right beside you. Your gold still has to be held by a third party, and it ultimately has to be physically moved from point A to point B where the exchanges are made. Next, these precious metals are only one court order away from being seized by the government, and then you would instantly lose all of that money. And don't kid yourself, this happens. It has happened in the past. It's happening now. In 1933, the government made owning gold illegal, and they confiscated it all. Even once it became legal again, gold has been confiscated several times over the years for various reasons. Next, gold transactions, even when using a so-called gold debit card, still use the traditional banking system, and they take days to complete. Also, apart from grinding your precious metals into dust and measuring them out on scales, they can never be easily and efficiently divided as cryptocurrencies can. And finally, apart from small local transactions, there is no way to be anonymous when sending gold and silver. You have an account with a company who's going to handle the exchange for you. It's very rare to go direct. They also have to know who you are in order to keep your goals for you. And that leaves a clear paper trail of everything that you purchase using your precious metals. So let's compare precious metals to cryptocurrencies. First of all, with cryptocurrencies, exchanges are trustless. So if I want to send you 1,000 BTC, I don't have to ask permission from anybody. If you and I both have Bitcoin wallets, I simply enter your wallet address and I can send you directly my cryptocurrency. There's no bank, there's no credit card companies, there's no Western Union, and no state involved in that transaction. I don't need to give up any personal information to make that exchange. Next, because of the way it works on a blockchain, I just have to tell my wallet to send this amount of coins to an address, and the software does everything it needs to make it work. And that's the key feature of cryptocurrencies. At the beginning of crypto, Satoshi Nakamoto's famous paper, he says, what is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need of a trusted third party. So with Bitcoin, you send your coins directly to this person who you want to receive it. Then that transaction is recorded in an immutable public ledger called the blockchain. Once that transaction is recorded, it will never cease to exist again in the future. So therefore, it can never be tampered with, and fraud is near impossible in this type of system. And there's nobody in the middle, which is great. There's nobody from whom you have to ask permission to make the exchange. There's nobody who can lock you out of that money. You are fully in control of your own money, and the software makes 100% sure of that. Next, crypto exchanges are nearly instantaneous. When you use a credit card to make a payment, it might feel like it's an instantaneous to you as the user, but it actually takes several days for that transaction to actually complete. And at any stage during those few days, it can really fail. Anybody who has a business has experienced chargebacks, for example, on a credit card sale that they've made. With cryptocurrencies, most transactions take less than about 10 minutes. And in practical terms, they're really instantaneous. Next, cryptocurrencies are worldwide. You can enter the wallet address of anyone, anywhere in the world, and they will receive the coin that you sent to them. I just sent some to Canada just a few minutes ago. In the traditional banking system, if you want to transfer dollars to someone on the other side of the world, there is a transfer process and involves multiple third parties, often multiple days before the recipient ever receives their money. People who are currently working in Western countries and sending their money home to their families in second and third world countries have been moving cryptocurrencies more recently because in just a few minutes, they can transfer any amount of coin that they want to their families anywhere in the world. Next, and this is a big one, cryptocurrencies are almost infinitely divisible. So an important feature of any currency is that it's divisible in order to be used for small as well as large transactions. Everyone admits that gold is excellent as a currency, but at the same time, you can't buy a hot dog with an ounce of a gold coin. You can't even buy it with a half a gold coin or really even a quarter of a gold coin. It's just worth way too much. And so it can't be used in most everyday transactions. Silver is slightly better in this regard, but it's still limited as to how you can split it up, and it requires you splitting it on weight. But with Bitcoin, it's divisible into units called Satoshi, which are 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So today, one Satoshi is worth about $0.000052. So you can easily divide Bitcoin into units which can be exchanged for anything from a stick of gum to a private island. Next, and this is huge, cryptocurrencies can be anonymous. You don't have to tell anyone your name or give any personal information to use cryptocurrencies. All the system cares about is a number, which is the address, and that's it. So the system doesn't care at all. And you can generate as many wallets or identities as you want, and nobody can ever stop you. All that somebody needs to trade with you is your wallet address. That's it. So really to kind of close up the discussion, gold and silver were the best that the world had until worldwide networks and communications came to be. Today, with cryptocurrencies, we have even better options for exchanging value. Cryptocurrencies aren't perfect, but they are a huge step in the right direction. So even if this current generation of cryptocurrencies aren't the ones that gain widespread adoption, and we're still moving into this market, it's still the Wild West, we do know that as a medium exchange, their day is coming, and that's making them an asset where you can build this generational wealth that we've been talking about, having your money work for you as an investment and as an asset class, just like gold and silver are. Speaking of cryptocurrencies, if you're interested in learning more about Bitcoin and how it works, and you're ready to get started but don't know where to begin, we're offering a new launchpad that will walk you through the exact steps you need to take to start saving, earning, and spending Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, actually using it in the real market. And at the end of this short, easy to follow launchpad, you'll know what to do and exactly how to do it. Better yet, unlike other courses, you're going to actually have done all of the above and much more. You can learn more about this launchpad at the first pinned comment. And don't forget to check out the video you see on the screen right now. It'll give you more information on the steps, tactics, and strategies you need to take to get and stay free in this unfree world. I'm Glenn Kowalski from Renegade News, and I'll see you over there.